All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome back to The Bold Life. This is the place to be when you are truly taking your life to the next level and you're going there and you're doing it scared and you're doing it anyway. And at The Bold Life, we shift identity, we challenge the ordinary to go for extraordinary, and we do things differently. And it requires a different version of you in order to do that. Annika, what is going on? RTG, it's so good to see you. Spring Flowers 49, welcome back. Everyone, as you're coming in, let me know where you're coming from. We're streaming in a few different platforms. Hello on this beautiful Thursday. Tomorrow we have the full new year, and it has been a wild week in terms of astrology. I would love to know how everyone is feeling. I am in the middle. I'm moving tomorrow. I could not have timed this astrologically any differently. I talk about a massive declutter. And today's conversation in Melissa's Musings that we do here live, especially on Thursdays. We go live on Thursdays and on Sundays. And today we are talking about what it actually costs, what it looks like to reinvent yourself, and what it actually takes. And what I mean by that, I don't know why I am so dark, because the sun is over here. This lighting is, since I had to, like I said, I'm like packed up. Wow. Whoa. That was next level. That's, there's like smoke. It's not funny. But it kind of is. It's just going to, wow. Okay, well, you're out. You're donezo. That's like my favorite ring light too. All right, we're gonna make shift. It's gonna be a little dark over here. I'm sorry, Facebook and YouTube. Let me try to move something because the rest of my lighting is like packed up. That was really unexpected. Did you guys hear that? It was like, what? Oh my God, thank God, like a fire didn't start. Okay, so talk about being in real time and doing it live, and we're gonna stay and we're gonna keep going. So here's the thing, and what I want you to know, I am just going to move something here because it smells, there's like massive smoke. This is like too good. And this is why I love going live, because you can't edit this stuff. You just have to roll with the punches, as flames were afoot at my foot. All right, so here's the thing. What we're talking about today, it's the Bold Life series. That's what we do here. As in Midlife, we're about reinventing ourselves. Your life doesn't need to blow up even. And I was sharing in my other video, in case you missed it, that, you know, often people think we have to reinvent when something's happened or some massive change. And you can also reinvent yourself when things are really good, because you're like, yeah, it is good, but I want to feel more alive. I want more. I want more than this. It's good, but why not go for great? It's good, but why not go for extraordinary? And that's what I want in my life. And if you follow me, then I assume that that's you too. I was talking with Limitless Academy. I'm like, ladies, you wouldn't sign up for a membership called Live Limitless if you wanted to play small and live in Groundhog's Day, right? So the thing is, in midlife, you often look back at your life and you look at what worked and what didn't. And midlife is the main stage, lady loves. You see it on my banner on YouTube. Midlife is the main stage. You are the director, the producer, and the writer, and you are now in the spotlight. So the mic is in your hand and you've got the pen. I'm giving all these analogies, but you're literally writing what happens next. So we now know, we have the wisdom of knowing that everything in life is a mirror to us. Your partner in life, your colleagues, your friends, everyone is mirroring you and your beliefs about you, right? I was teaching inside Limitless when somebody's like, yeah, but they really hurt me. And I said, no, put I in front of that. They didn't hurt you. I am hurting me. Like, well, they're not seeing me. No, I'm not seeing me. Well, they're, you know, not validating me, or they're not accepting me. No, where are you not accepting? So everyone's a reflection of you. And when you put the I in front, you take ownership. And ownership, accountability, the first step to all awakening is understanding that you're the creator of your reality. It's the hardest pill for people to swallow. And it's also when you know that you actually are starting in your path of awakening, because you're understanding you are the creator of your reality. We no longer want to keep blaming anybody else. You're the creator, and you are accountable for everything that happens to you. Your money situation, it's on you. Your love situation, it's on you. Your health, the body you're in, it's on you. And people, we love to put it outside of. So then you want to look at, okay, well, what do I do if I have a health condition? What do I want to do if I have these other things? Stop making them an identity. Stop telling everybody and their mother about them. Stop using them as a reason why you can't do something. Jimmy's saying accountability. Yes, right? We've got to go, hi, Chad. It's so good to see you. We've got to go into accountability, because if you aren't accountable, then all you're doing is blaming other people. But the bottom line is everyone's a reflection of you. And when you start to recognize that, well, then life gets really juicy. Because if you're like, oh, if I'm truly the creator of all of this, then I get to actually make it that much better. If I'm understanding that everything with money, money is a mirror to me, then I'm going to have a conversation with money. I'm going to put money in my hand and I'm going to go, money, show me my blind spots. Show me how to multiply you. Show me how to have more of you. And always do the caveat with the universe. Please let the lesson be joyous and easy. Please let the lesson awaken me, make me notice through my outer reality that I am aware of the signs and the synchronicities. Show me, and please let the lessons come with ease. So there was something that I said the other night in my Reinvention program, and it really got people. So I'm going to share it with you. And this is one of the things when I look at Reinvention, and I got asked, like, Melissa, but like, were you unhappy? Like, why are you moving to a different country? Like, what are you doing right now? And I was like, no, that's the thing. My life is fantastic. I just want more. I want to feel activated. I want to do more. And for me, that's what I want in my life. And God has our back. Yes, Zara, absolutely. That is the other piece. And I'm going to deviate for 1 second, because yes, girl, this is the thing. When you recognize that you are a divinely supported being and everything is energy, then you are going to go on walks and you're going to talk to the trees. And I might sound super woo here, but I'm telling you, when you understand that your neighbor is a reflection of you, when a stranger on the street, you're going to want. We can do more for our country and more for everybody by being kind, by holding the best intention for another, by not gossiping, by not judging, by understanding they are just reflecting me. So if I'm going to judge another, then it comes back on me. It's how I'm talking to myself. So I'm doing the harm unto me. We don't want to do that. And when I say, I know it's so dark, guys. I know my other ring light. Okay. People on TikTok are like, don't block me, girl. I know. I'm streaming in all the places. I'm going to put you here for a minute as I'm going to try to move this way, because my other ring light literally caught on fire a minute ago. If anybody didn't see that, it was awesome. Not really. I'm moving tomorrow, so bear with me as I'm makeshifting what I'm doing here. This hi to being a content creator. This is what we do. This is the weird, yes. We're like anywhere can be a studio. Okay, so I'm just have to move TikTok back here so I don't have to look. TikTok, that's right. You're on my phone, guys, because StreamYard doesn't have you. Okay, so I have to do this. I'm sorry, give me 1 more second. This was unexpected. Work with me. Thank you for your patience. See, it's so much better, right? For your viewing pleasure. Considering on YouTube, everyone's watching on their televisions. I cannot just sit there with I'm in the dark. Okay. The logic in which she's speaking about checks out. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you so much. And thank you for all the emojis, guys. Thank you for the love. So let's go into this. Understanding everyone's your mirror. So here's the thing. When we're looking at life, and I appreciate you all so much, I say this. So this is what I said the other night, and it got a lot of the people in my community asking themselves, and I said, why settle for good enough? And I think that's a scary place to get to in life when you're just going, it's good enough. It's good enough. It's like, do you want just good enough? Because you could have, right? You could have it all. Like God always says, it's not that we ask for too much. It's we're asking for too little. Like I created the world. It is here unto you. Like come create. Like go live your best life. Your soul came here to expand and to express. And so it wants to create. It wants to create art. It wants to experience a massive love, not just once, but multiple times. So here's the thing. I said, what you will notice, there are certain people that always have really hard things happening over and over. If you track them, though, what you'll notice is they have not chosen to change anything in their life on their own. Their growth has stayed status quo, same job, same home, same. I'm not saying you need to move. I'm not saying you need to quit your job. That, not at all, especially if you're happy. What I am saying is life is, it's never in balance. It's energy, it ebbs and flows. So the universe, if you aren't growing, an active pursuit of growing yourself, right? We end up losing it. Like, did you notice during COVID, like you would have people that were completely extroverted and then they went inward and people got depressed. They actually stopped with social graces. I know that I went from like always being at speaking events and traveling all over, and all of a sudden I was like, wow, I'm like nervous to go to this event tonight. And I was like, because it's a muscle we strengthen. We strengthen these muscles in us. And if we're not stretching them, we lose them, just like our body, right? And so I'm saying this because I said what you will notice with people that constantly have hardship after hardship, you'll notice that if you look, this is a general theory, that if you look at their lives, they generally have not chosen to change very much. Their routine is their routine, and they haven't grown. Have you read Carl Jung? Yes, I love. I didn't realize that he touches on exactly what I'm discussing, but I do find that when that source energy gives guidance and wisdom out, and I also have been in this space for 22 years. So I am. I've worked with so many amazing mentors and guides and teachers, and studied and read. I read endlessly. So sometimes, it's kind of hard because like I can't say it's my original. I don't know. I do, a lot comes through me. But yes, if it aligns with Carl Jung, I will take it. We'll take that very much. I love his work. So okay. But thank you, Jimmy, very much. So what I wanted to say is really look at this year. And I know what I work in, the realm that I work in, is I support people in shifting identities and understanding that you do not need to live into an identity or a way of being or a life that isn't what you want. You don't have to be the non-athlete if you've always wanted to be an athlete. You don't have to be the one that's musically challenged if you've always wanted to play the guitar. You don't have to be the one that struggles with school, but you've always wanted to be intellectual or with money. Like, you can change that at any time, and it all starts with you and your identity. That's why I love identity, and everyone always talks about manifestation. I think identity trumps manifestation because it's who you're being. It's an embodied state. So in the bold life, and I've really coined this my bold life era, right? It's like, after 40, you sit there and there's wisdom, and everyone, I don't understand the whole, like, oh, you're getting old, like the old conversation and the by this age we should have done is very archaic to me. And I encourage you to challenge anything that doesn't feel good for you. There's a motto inside my community: if it doesn't feel good for you, it's not meant for you. Divine source energy only knows unconditional love and will never talk ill to you. Okay, that's your own ego. And another great tip is, if you hear a voice inside your head that feels hurtful, or words or inner conversations, always challenge it and say, whose voice is this? Because it's inherited. Those voices, it's the voice of your mother, it's the voice of your father, it's a grandparent, it's a sibling, it's a teacher. So once we start to understand that I am the owner of my thoughts are not me. I am not my mind. I am not my thoughts. I create my thoughts, and my thoughts have been repeated, and they cemented in to create an identity. But if I don't like that identity, I can let that identity die. So one of the things when I'm talking about reinventing in real time, the title of today is like what it actually costs. It costs not being who you've been. And that's probably the more challenging piece to reinvention, because like, for instance, I was a massive, I can't even say it. I was a massive people pleaser. I was raised, so I'm 47. I was raised to an Italian-Irish household. The women in my household was me and my mother. My mother was like a Grace Kelly. Like, she just like Jackie Onassis. Like, the woman was just, even though she didn't come from money, it's like in her descendant line, like she had that air about her. She just had that quality of class and elegance, and she was just pure kindness. She was just like pure love. She was just an amazing woman. I was very blessed to have her as my mom. And she's no longer with us, unfortunately. But what I hope to be like her. I hope that I am. And I say this because I'm going to get teary-eyed, so I'm going to move on. My point with that, though, is in my household, women, you kind of you looked pretty and you smiled and you listened a lot, but you weren't the one speaking a lot. It was more of a male-dominated. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how I grew up, as a very traditional household. And I say that because you get to challenge those things. And when I was talking about the identity of a people pleaser, at first I just thought, I'm a nice girl, like I'm kind and I'm thoughtful, and that's great. And I am that. But I also noticed I'd become a people pleaser. And it became uncomfortable for me to say no to people. It was uncomfortable for me to say what I really wanted. It was uncomfortable for me to order what I wanted at restaurants. Like, I had become a people pleaser, and that was an identity I didn't like. And it was getting in the way, because in so many ways on the other side, I was this, high successful entrepreneur, and I would get into these other arenas and I'm like people pleasing and getting small. Right? It didn't feel good. It didn't fit anymore, this version of me that I'd become. But that's the thing with identities. They will stay with you, and you'll kind of go like, you can't come with me where I'm going. The people pleaser doesn't work with, the 7-figure entrepreneur. Like, the people pleaser doesn't work in these rooms where I've got to prove myself and hold my own over here. This figure doesn't work here, right? And you'll start to notice that, but those identities will come, and they can be sneaky, and you will notice them. They're embedded in your nervous system. They're embedded in who you've been. And so a big part of reinventing yourself and saying, I want more, is doing things differently and letting go and really getting clear on the identities that can't go with you and the version of you that you want to be. And that's why I always start with self-concept with people. I say we are nothing without identity. You can have the best strategy in the world, and you will be forcing a boulder uphill, because strategy is nothing without identity. If you don't believe that your success is inevitable, if you don't believe that you're meant for great things, if you don't believe that money can come to you easily and you're deserving of it, then it will elude you. I don't care how much money you make, you will always end up having a bill that's going to take it out, so that you always go back to your thermostat setting. Right? And Jimmy's saying it costs realizing the story you've been telling yourself about yourself was a lie. Yes, sir, yes. I love you, Jimmy. Yes, because it's true. And we do have to start calling. You have to call that version of you out and be like, you're lying. Like, that's not true. That's not who I am. And I don't need to keep being that. And especially, I used to do this because I had started off in the work that I did in weight loss. And I would always say, you have to rewrite this identity right now. I'm a dieter. I've always been on a diet. Everyone in my family struggles. Like, if you have any stories like that about everyone in my family struggles with anxiety or depression, ladies and gents, no one's born with anxiety, right? And so it's an environmental affliction. And again, that can be inherited. So it's a nervous system dysregulation. So we have to then regulate your nervous system. Everything starts with the spells that come out of your mouth. Do not speak into existence anything that you do not want to be your reality, or it will be. Only speak. So everyone always, talks about going delusional, and they're like, well, it's like Delulu is a Salula. And it's like, but it actually is, because here's the crazy part. You're just you. And when I say you, I'm not like you, but I'm just speaking to the collective, end up going delusional in the other direction. You're buying into the fear-based reality. You're buying into the what ifs and the shoulds and the coulds and the societal norms. And in order to be successful, you should have a home by this date. You should retire by this date. You should be married by this date. Like, who said? Who said? Is that what you want? And that was the most liberating thing for me when I actually sat there and learned. And it was like you had given me a key. That it was fascinating that it took me until I was like 40, like 38, to finally be like, wait a minute. I can challenge all of this. Like, I don't need to get married if I don't want to. I don't need to why am I making myself feel horrific inside? Like there's something wrong with me. I've often talked about that. I mean, that's just me opening up and sharing more personally about not being married and not having children. And it wasn't that I didn't want them, and anyway, long story. I'm happy to do. I've done other videos on that. I don't want to make that the center of this video, but it was so liberating. It was very painful to not be a part of like the moms club and the wives club. And I thought that I needed to, but I didn't actually want it at that time. I wasn't ready for it. Like I wasn't. That was not in my trajectory for my life. My top priority was not like, I must get married by age 25. Like that just wasn't. A lot of my friends, that was exactly, and that's what they did. And it was beautiful. I just, at that day and age, at that time, it was very odd that I was like a complete outcast. It was like I came from a small town and everyone in my town, like, that's what you did. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I'm moving to New York City and I'm going to go do this. And the life that I chose was untraditional at that time and very different. And it was hard to do, to be honest. It was hard. It's not easy to choose the path that other people aren't taking. It's not easy to be the first to do things differently. It's not easy. Right now, I just had a guy come in yesterday, and if you follow me on social media, I did a video. I put, my sister-in-law was like, put your stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, I have not done this before. Okay. He walked in and was like, I want it all. And I was like, and I know my home is beautiful and my decorating style is wonderful. And I know that. Like, I was like, whoever gets my stuff is really lucky. But I wasn't planning on like selling like everything. And he came in and he's like, I'll take that and that. Is this for sale? Is this for, and I was like, what's happening right now? Like, I thought he was coming for my office stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get rid of that because I know in my next place I'll upgrade what that is. And I like it, but I just knew I'm big on the upgrade. I'm big on this is good, but what if there's something like so much better, right? Like this is good, but I had a freak out. I mean, real time, very honest. He looked at me and he's like, I want this and this and I want it all. And I was like, what? And then my ego came in right away and was like, but what if you need it? What if your plan of like traveling for the next year? What if you decide you want to come back and you're wishing that you had it and then you have to buy it and everything's 5 times more? Or what if you can't find these pieces again? What if this is a big mistake? Maybe you shouldn't be going. And I'm sitting there and I was like, this is all happening in real time. And it's like ping, 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 right? Like that's how it works, right? Like you're sitting there like this. And inside your mind, you're like, oh, dear God, right? Like that's the inner dialogue. And I just sat there and I was like, breathe, Melissa. And I was like, this is no. And I was like, what do I teach? What do I stand for? And I was like, I am not coming from lack. I don't come from lack. This is all lack-based thinking that that I'm not going to find anything else. That's all going to be more money. That what if my intention for what I'm doing doesn't work out? And I'm like, none of this is what I want to be true. So stop in the moment. And I said, buy it all. Here you go. Here's how much it will cost. And he took it. He took it all. He's like, my wife is going to be so excited. And then he started imparting these truth bombs on me. He's like retired at like 50. And he's like, I really wish I would have, he's like, I spent all my money in the beginning buying Versace this and like furniture that's Ferragamo and everything had to be this. And he's like, it's such a waste. He's like, furniture depreciates. He's like, he's like, what was I thinking? And I was just sitting there, and here's just a little sidebar pro tip, coaching tip. When people start telling you things randomly, they're meant for you. They're literal like gifts, right? So what was I just thinking previously? Oh, what if I'm going to have to spend all this money, or what if blah, blah, blah. And instead he's literally telling me in real time, and I'm seeing, I just karmically, right? This guy just made out like a bandit, right? Because in truth, like I ended up quoting something that was like, I could have gotten a lot more money. And I was like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I am not prepared for this. And then he left, and I was like, I think I could have just like charged him double. Like what? And then I was like, you know what? Bless him. I just made his day. He was like this little prophet of telling me things, and I was just like taking in everything, and I was like, that was a message for me. And I say all of this because when we are choosing a path that scares us, when we are doing things differently, you will get little tests. There will be things. Am I going to hold on to this, or am I going to let it go and trust that something better is going to come? Am I going to know and have full faith that I'm fully supported? If I'm fully supported, then of course my next level furniture and my home and everything, and I'm going to be so grateful. I'm going to be so grateful. And I got to bless him in the process. He was so excited. I think it felt like I gave him like Christmas. Like, I don't even know what just happened. He was beyond, he like FaceTimed his wife on the way home. Like, I mean, they're in the thing in the vestibule, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, this is so great. So that is another thing. And the other thing that I will tell you, again, real-time story. I just had one of my brothers came in to visit with the kids, and we're all there. They live a very traditional, very different life than me, my siblings, very different. And meaning that they're married, they have kids, they stay in, they have a house, they stay in one place. I'm like, I'm putting my stuff in storage, and I'm going to go live in a few different countries, and follow me on YouTube because I'm doing the Bold Life series, and I'm going to be taking you with me. By the way, where do we think is my first stop? This is something I'm asking my audience. So far, people are like, you're moving to France, you're moving to Italy. Are you going to Bali? So I will be revealing where I'm going. You will see on March 1st where I will be. And stay tuned, because each month I have something different up my sleeve. And I'm also only going like 90 days out and then seeing where it takes me. But that being said, okay, so when I was with my family, they don't understand really what I'm doing. They've never done, neither of my brothers have done what I've done. One, I own my business. I can work from anywhere. I've been in business now for 22 years. I have not had an office for 20 of them, right? Like, meaning like, yes, I've rented office space but I really can do this from anywhere. And I did that on purpose. At the time that I did it, it was very novel. No one was doing, like, the laptop lifestyle was like, what are you doing? Like, that's when everybody still had to go into the office. So now it's like very different. But so why I'm sharing this with you, and there's nothing wrong. Their lives are epic and amazing. I love my siblings. I love my brothers. I love their wives. I love my nieces and nephews. I love their lives. I've chosen a different life for myself. So I say that, and it doesn't mean that I wouldn't love all the things. So I say this because not your family won't understand you. And sometimes it can feel like they don't support you. Sometimes, sometimes the people you love the most, friends won't always understand what you're doing. When you have a calling from higher consciousness to do something, when you have that nudge that doesn't leave you, who here has had that, where there's a dream that you've had where it keeps coming back? That dream is meant to be fulfilled by you if it hasn't left you. There are some dreams that will come in and come out, and that's your intuition. It's giving you an idea. There's a great book by Elizabeth Gilbert called Big Magic. And she talks about how an idea will come to you. And if you don't birth it, it will move on to somebody else. And as artists and creators, I believe that to be true. She talks about creative ideas as being living real things. And that when they come to you, that's where an invention, and that's where you'll hear so many people. Stephen Pressfield talks about it in The War of Art. It's a great book as well. And I will also say, I just went and saw the Michael Jackson show. If any of you have the opportunity, go see it. Regardless of the whole thing with him and children, put that aside to just talk his art and just a great entertainment experience. Even in that show, he looked at his producer and said, I had a dream. I need to do this. I got this idea. And if I don't do it, Prince is going to do it. Because I believe artists and creators know if you get a vision, it needs to be executed or it will move to somebody else. And that's why so many artists, authors in Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert talks about a book that was, she had an entire idea. She wrote half of it and never did anything with it. She had lunch with another author a year later. I believe that she actually met when they were in Bali and they sat down and this author said, my book just got published. It's going to be coming out. It got picked up by like Simon and Schuster, and she started telling her the book verbatim, character to character. It was the exact book. That's not by coincidence, guys. That's not like you don't get that detailed and fine-tuned. So I say that to you because if you have a dream that keeps coming back for you, please action it. It's already happened, which means the success of it is inevitable. It's already done. You just need to align and have the courage to put it out in the world. But it will work, okay? When something doesn't leave you, it's because it's not meant to, because you're meant to fulfill it in this lifetime. And this year of the Fire Horse, Chinese New Year, astrologically, all systems are a go to back you to make that your reality. So if you needed to hear that, whoever needed to hear that, somebody did, because I had no intention of saying that today, go and make it happen. And please let me know. And I will hold that intention for you too, and pray and make sure that that happens for you. But that's one that I will say. The next one that I have to tell you, when you are reinventing yourself, and the cost of is not only letting your old self die, but it's having the courage to let your new self show up and be visible. I support women in this, in our Reinvention program. And I can tell you, your nervous system will freak out. It has freakouts. It will sit there and go that consciously you will be like, I've been wanting this forever. I just had a client who quit her job and she's starting her YouTube, right? I had another client who completely went all in on, she's doing full like content. I have another one that left her corporate. She's starting her own e-commerce business. All of them had the nervous system freak out. Why? Because you are inhabiting a new identity. And this body, cellularly, we are coded, doesn't know that new identity yet. The mind is set up for survival. It only knows what you've taught it. It doesn't have the playbook for this new version of you. So instead, it's going to go, oh my God, oh my God. So that's why we need to be in containers. We need to be in community. We need to be in support, right? To hold us to that, or we will rubber band back or just go, I don't know what I was doing. I don't actually need to do this. This is crazy. Like, what are we doing here? And that's where, you know, when I was saying about being with my family and they were asking me about, you know, they're like, so what are you doing? And it's like, my one brother was looking at me and I was like, why is he like challenging me on this so much? And I was like, oh, he truly like can't fathom what I'm talking about. It's so different than what he could do with his life right now. Like the idea that I can just Airbnb and go where I want and like go, but I had to be in my conviction to not get triggered and be like, what is he not getting? But instead to be like, oh, I get it. He like doesn't let me tell him what I'm doing so he can have a better understanding of what this looks like. And so I just had to be like, yes, and stand powerfully in who I am and what I stand for. And that takes guts, guys. It takes being grounded in yourself. It takes knowing the identity of who you're being and sitting in it while you're uncomfortable, while you're feeling triggered, while you're feeling tested, and still saying, yes, this is who I am. And yes, this is what I'm doing, right? So when we are choosing to reinvent ourselves, when we are identity shifting, it's the hardest part is letting the version of you who's comfortable go for extraordinary, to feel alive and activated, to actually step into the unknown and to do it courageously and to do it scared and to know on the other side of that are your greatest dreams realized. And that's what we do in the bold life. And that's why I love doing bold moves, right? Like I am getting on a plane. I've got a one-way ticket. It's a bold move. Why? Because I will have to inhabit the next level identity. I will have no choice. And yes, will there be parts that's like, what are you doing? Turn around. Go. This is a little bit much. Like what we had it good. But I don't want good. I want great. I don't want good enough. I don't want just enough. I didn't come here to settle, and my soul didn't come here to live at a time with so much creation and exploration and astrological divine alignment, and to be here at a time when women can virtually be, do, and have anything, to sit by the sidelines. I came here to lead powerfully. And that's why I lead my communities, and I do it with integrity and by being it. And I want to be very authentic, and I'll be sharing with you in real time what it looks like. So if you want to see, I have several videos that I've been recording, but these are our real time Melissa, my Melissa musings. And make sure to be with me on this Sunday. We will be coming back in live. I'm not sure exactly where I will be, but I will be back in live. If you haven't subscribed, it would mean the world to me. It helps so much for other ideal people to find these videos, and it supports me and the growth of my channel so much. And I am here for you every step of the way. And I would love to know, what part of yourself are you ready to let go? There is one part right away that comes up that you know can't go with the next level you and where you're going. And share in the comments, and let's let that aspect go today and start the new year embodying your next level version. And I encourage you tomorrow to wake up as her, or him, to dress as they would, to feel the energy of health, of wealth, of success, to let it land in your body and speak it into your water, because it will code you cellularly, right? We are 73% comprised of water. What we speak into water actually activates our cellular DNA and our identity. Speak into your water in the I am, I have. It is done. And bless yourself. And know that it is done, and just walk around saying, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Remember, only speak into existence that which you want to be your reality. I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you for your time and your energy, and for gracing me with the gift of you. And if you like me, if you like this channel, please subscribe on whatever platform you're on. It means the world to me. And let me know where you're coming from. And also let me know any questions that you have. And most of all, what I want to know is, what do you want to know from me? What do you want to see? What I got requests for skincare. I got requests for what I do for workouts. I got requests for my mindset practice in the morning, to how I align. I also got requests for what I do to connect in spiritually as an intuitive channel, and what I do, and how I've support others in growing their intuition. I get requests for a lot of different things that you've heard me talk about. So please let me know. This channel, it's for you. This community is for you. And if you want to dive deeper, and if you love being in my energy, I would love to invite you into our exclusive online community called Limitless Academy, where we truly live limitless. And you have everything in that membership to align mind, body, soul, spirit, starting with your identity. I start you off with getting clear on your actual identity and self-concept. And then you come in, and we've got everything in there, from the Limitless Body program to meditations, activations, visualizations. And then most of all, we meet 3 times a week live. 3 times a week, 3 times a month live, and I answer your questions. I do intuitive forecasts and Q&A, and then we also do our topic of the month. And so much more from book club and other things. So I would love to see you there. And if you want to shift your identity and you don't know where to start, you actually don't know who you really are. If I said, tell me who you are, tell me what your next level is, and you don't know in detail and you can't tell me, then I would start with either my upgrade yourself in 2026 This is our micro course, and it's a workbook. It's a doable workbook. It's exactly what you need to achieve your dreams in 2026, with a 2-hour guided course, guided curriculum that I take you through with visualization and activation. And then we also have my identity shift workshop, which is, right, actually we call that more of a micro course as well. And that's 3 hours with a more extensive workbook. And that, like, if you don't know who you are or what you want, I would start with one of those two, or just come inside Limitless Academy and they're in there too. And those are on one's $33 and the other one's $44. I'll put the links below. I believe this one's Identity Shift. It's like my most popular. People just say it's like changed their lives. Like they couldn't get, they just got so clear and it helped them. And I can tell you this year of the Fire Horse, clarity is king. You've got to know where you want to go, or else you won't get what you want. The universe responds to clarity. And if you're ambiguous, then you're going to get a mixed bag. You need to know what you're asking for. So if you want either one of those, and everything else is linked below. And the next videos that I believe that you would love, if you love this one, is starting over at 47, where I go into full reinvention, do less to attract more. And also, if you're not feeling chosen in life, if you struggle with that and the people pleaser is an identity that you highly relate to, then I would definitely check out that video. They're all linked below for you. I love you all, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. All my love, guys. Bye.